Okay. And well, hey guys, it's been a while. It's been coming to how long has it been? Like 3-4 months since I've been on here. So yeah, I just want to give an update on what's happening. So the last video that I uploaded, aside from the Captain Remo Session 3, I hope you guys enjoyed that one. It did not wrap on a good note. The From that last video, me and my fiance, we had we had undergone an argument at that we was just kind of like splitting on her moving out and shit. So I'm here to give an update on what happened in between then and now. So let's just go ahead and explain. So I want to say about maybe a week or two after the video was uploaded, we started seeing face to face again. We went to therapy. She moved back in. We saw the therapist a couple times, and I was so to the therapist. She was really more on my end in terms of things, because if you don't know couples therapy, she stays neutral from either side until she reads the full story or something. So I was giving her my explanation. She didn't really have nothing to leave her off towards. So she was just more the I don't know kind of thing right there. And I was giving my explanation right there in terms of like I was wanting to create something that neither me or her had. Because if you don't know, I was wanting to create two different types of businesses. One for real estate and the other for like bookmaking, multimedia kind of stuff, books, games, music, stuff like that. So I was explaining that, and she seems kind of leave her off of this issue that she left that because of that one argument happened. Because if for recollection, you're supposed to talk your way through the arguments. It's kind of like being neutral. Kind of figure a reasoning to that, and then try to go on further. Not walk away from the situation. So we went to therapy a couple times. First time, she gave us a little homework to do, work on communication and such. But I'll be honest, I was bad at that, and we was working on that. We was doing better in terms of that. And the second set, and the other thing is to try to work together on getting the room prepared for getting a room prepared, kind of like make room for the person. And I did. I cleaned up a room, got my clothes in there, turned it into an art studio as well. I was doing a couple canvases in there, and things seems to be going all right. Fast forward, we went to her the second time, and I was giving her the details. I was telling her that she was asking me, "Have you made any progress on? Have you made any progress on the assignments I gave you?" I told her I actually did a completed accomplishment. Clean up one of the rooms, like I just said, cleaned up the room and then repurposed it. Gave her the bedroom, which is this one, but so we'll get to why it's this way later. Told her I repurposed the room and gave her this room, have her stuff in here, so that way whenever she gets more things, because she had nothing that she brought. She didn't really have much, and that way she can have room for her things. And she did seem to look at her, and as they see, this guy is trying his best to work something for you, and so forth. I mean, there wasn't really much else that got into it. It's just more of a recap on the issue. We were supposed to meet up a third time, but I guess she must have forgot about the third schedule or whatever, and we just never came to that point. We was doing okay. We was doing okay for a little while, for about, let's say, a couple months from now, or so. And this is where the real topic came in. If you have not read on Discord, if you have not read on Discord on either Evan's Discord or Helligan's, or if I posted on my Discord about the issue, if you've not read what's going on, me and my fiance we split up. We had a full separation. We broke up, and And this happened 3 weeks ago, exactly 3 weeks ago today. So if you haven't read what's going on, let me go ahead and explain to you, so that way, in case you go to ask, I'm going to go ahead and explain it right here. So 3 weeks ago, I was laying in my bed. I was just waking up that morning, just same old kind of stuff. I was lazy, and she got back from her night shift, and she was not feeling well, so she was not feeling well. So she went to sleep, no interaction or anything. I was just like, okay, no big deal. During that period, when I had the idea of looking at her texts, I was raising suspicions about her already. She seemed to be coming home later than usual, later than her typical 8 hours or something. I was thinking like, okay, maybe like another 30 minutes or something like that after her work or something, because her job is just 15 minutes from my house. So, so, uh, so she's coming home later, about maybe like about 2 hours after her actual shift. I found cigarette ashes in the floor of my living room, and bear in mind, neither me or her smoke. So, and I know for a fact it wasn't just there, because I pretty much clean the floor every now and then. So I know for a fact that we didn't have nobody in here, because I never get any visitors or whatever. And also the fact that she also kind of pays attention to her phone a bit more often, especially since she says she wants to be interacting with me much more, though I'm right there. I mean, she just kind of like ignores me being on her phone and shit. I was raising suspicions about it, so while she was asleep, I went ahead and got to her phone, look at her texts to see what's up and whatever. And my worst thing has came to realize. It turned out she's been having an affair on me for over a year now. She's been meeting up with a guy. I'm not going to say her name. I'm going to say his name. All right. She's been meeting up with a guy named Lamar, and also a few other guys as well. I can confirm it because I got screenshot pictures on my phone. I'm not going to show it, but I do got screenshot pictures on my phone. Took pictures of her text on my phone. I looked in there. She started having this conversation back in December of 2022. But when she confessed to me, she told me that the affair started before our engagement. And our engagement started in October. So, either she's been with more guys, which I theorize it is, or she's ironically been with the same person for this long period of time. She tried confessing to me, and I actually have a letter over there, her final letter, trying to confess me everything of what happened. I still don't believe the one-time guilt kind of thing. I still don't believe that. She's been having an affair on me for over a year now. And I could confirm on March 10th that she actually did start having sex with the guy. I can confirm in that one period. I know it's been more times, but I can guarantee you that date that she's been doing so. And bear in mind, what happened on March 10th, I was getting numb in both of my legs. Like, I was picking at that point. This was before I became a clerk, an officeman. I was getting numb in my legs. I nearly lost my ability to walk at that point. And then while at the same time, she's turning around fooling around with other guys behind my back. And I've been dating her since October of 2020. Almost 3 years ago that we were dating. And I find out that she did this to me. Why? She told me she would never do this to me. She would never cheat on me. And I've had cheaters in the past before. All my relationships, they cheat on me for whatever, God knows what reason. She specifically told me the reason why she did it is because I wasn't interacting with her enough. But what she failed to understand is I was trying to create something that we could both benefit off of. And that had to require social sacrifice, because I have to put attention towards this. I can't spend every single second with you. I gotta put time to the side to work on business. I'm tired of living paycheck to paycheck. I'm just tired of it. So to make all things matter, me and her are not dating no more. The wedding plans were canceled. It breaks my heart. It breaks my heart thinking about it. I'm getting fucking chills thinking about it. Just thinking and talking about it. I'm getting chills about it. So this happened 3 weeks ago. when I discovered that she's been doing this, all right, I was devastated. I went to the bathroom. I I was trying to blow a little bit of steam, a little bit of pressure to steam out. I took pictures of the text. I gathered my clothes. I put my clothes on. I called my dad, and I told him that we needed to meet right now. All right, are you at the house? All right, we need to talk like right now. So I met up at his house, showed him the text, told him what the hell's going on. I didn't get a picture of all of the text. I didn't get a picture of the whole conversation, but I got enough to where it would get the point because I've seen more on there. Like they were exchanging pics and everything, and I was upset. And he even gave an address to her that to meet up, and then they go all out right there. We had no idea she would do this. She did not seem like the kind of person that would do it. She seems like a lovely woman. And I will admit, prior to the breakup, prior to the discovery, I was kind of losing touch with her. She's not really holding up on her end. She's not holding up on her end in terms of like taking care of the house. The room is a freaking disaster. I'm often having to clean up on it. I'm not saying I'm not no better excuse. Even I bring a mess too, but at least I will try to get rid of my mess. She ain't really cleaning up dishes or whatever after cooking without me having to ask her multiple times. And in terms of laundry, she only does like one load and no dry. I'm like, are you kidding me? Not a single time you put up clothes. I'm having to do all this. I work way more hours than her, make way more money than her. I'm having to batter myself out trying to make a business happen, and doing all this house stuff. All she does is work in a gas station, a little bit of wage, night shift, of course. And she could have at the very least done this on her off days, at least. I'm not trying to pinpoint everything on her. I'm just saying you got to hold up on your end. Come on. I'm having to work. It's a headache. And she's never been outside of her home before. She's never been outside of her parents' home before. So, so back to back to telling my dad about it. So I showed him. He had no idea what to say. He asked me what I wanted to do about it. I told her I wanted her out. Alright, I want her out of my life. I can't. If there are two things I can't stand, is a liar and a cheater, and she filled both of those in. She told me she would never cheat on me, and she ended up cheating on me multiple times. So at that same day, I needed to get my glasses readjusted. So I left my parents. I went to America's Best in Oxford. Went and got my glasses readjusted. Didn't take long at all. Got readjusted. Came back to my parents' place. I don't remember if my dad went to the shop working on a race car or something. I don't remember if he did or not, or if he went somewhere else. I don't know. But so I went into the house. I told my mother about it as well. I told my little brother and sister that the wedding's off. Plans are canceled. Don't worry about having to prep for it. So I told her I'm gonna give her some time to get out of the house. She preferred that we go and get her out right away because she might end up stealing some stuff. And I was like, well, you might have a good point. So we're gonna go ahead and do it anyway. So she rode with me. Went back to the house. The house from my parents is like 5 minutes. We went straight down there. I told her, okay, the first things I'm gonna get is the house key from off her keys. Get my spare car key, and the bucket where we stored our emergency funds in. After that, I don't care what else she takes if she does. Thankfully, it didn't seem like she did. So as soon as I grabbed all those, I was like, Kaylin? I hollered her name. I hollered at her. I walked in the bedroom. I raised my voice at the top of my lungs. I was furious. And she kind of shrugged it off at wondering, why are you yelling at me? And then she keeps shrugging it off and saying that she doesn't know what I'm talking about or something. Even though I got picture proof of the whole text right there. I told her to pack her stuff. You're getting out. She didn't hesitate. She got her stuff and she got getting her stuff packed up. She walked into the living room. She walked into the living room, confessing me the whole situation, confessing me why she did it. She didn't know my mother was there. She was just sitting on the couch, like right there, and she didn't know she was there. I told her, they already know. They can't solve. You can't solve through this bullshit. And then she told me about the issue. She in an argumentative way, and I've already told her right away. I was walking on my cane too because I'm still having back problems from that fall last year. I told her I was trying to work this off. I busted my tail. I lost my ability to walk from the company I was in. Building my way to make something happen for the both of us, and then you're doing this behind my back. Why would you do this to me? So yeah, I mean, I was asked to help her get the remainder of her stuff out, and yeah, that's what I did. As I was loading stuff in her car, she furthered the issue, saying, "Listen, it was a regret. I regret it. It happened only one time, though. Even though that statement was completely fucking inaccurate." Told her I didn't believe her. I don't believe me. If you lied to me about this one thing, what else could you be lying to me about? So yeah, after that, made her leave. Her friends ended up coming over at my place. I had my gun on me, just in case they go to do something stupid. But they didn't. Her friend ended up. Sorry, scratch my ear. Her friend ended up arguing with me over the phone after I left the park because I wanted to take a walk. I spent the day taking a walk around the park to try to blow some steam a little bit. She sent a text at me when I got to my car and told me, "You dare break up with her? And she would never do this to you." I was like, "Oh, really? All right. Well, can you explain these pictures that prove otherwise?" I sent her the pics. And she changed up her argument at me, saying the reason why you do this is because you end up talking to her now. I was like, you just told me she would never do this. So either you know something or you're full of shit. One of the two. And I bet she could be doing the same thing to her boyfriend. Maybe there's a reason why her guy left her in a pretty angrily way. Maybe she did the same thing. Who knows? So they showed up to my place and. Get her groceries out of the way. I was just like, it called me a loose gold digger or something like that. I was like, first of all, I make more money than she does. I don't need her money. I did ask her for the help, of course. I will admit that, but I didn't need her money. I can make off with it. The only reason why I'm having a hard time is because I gotta handle her spoiled ass. So I dropped off her clothes, dropped off the groceries to her, but I put it all in the bucket outside. I mean, of course, they did show up on my doorstep with the freezer stuff because, I mean, I didn't want the food to be still cold, even though I should have just done that. Gave her the food. They walked away, didn't say nothing. I was like, okay, good night. Didn't say nothing back, whatever. So about a week later, I requested my week off from my boss. I've already told him about the whole situation. He granted my week, and I was cleaning up the room. Found the remainder of her stuff. I finally got in contact with, so I got in contact with her saying, "Hey, listen, you gotta come pick up the stuff, or I'll drop it off, whatever the two." Matter of fact, her car broke down, so she couldn't pick it up, so I had to go drop it off. So I dropped off her clothes. Her stepdad Adam was there. Me and him, surprisingly, we were still close. I'm surprised because I was worried he was gonna blow my darn head off with a shotgun or something. So I mean, he said something when I parked. I didn't know what he said. I mean, I was kind of like in the fear get serious mentality kind of thing. I was in the fear get serious mentality kind of thing. So I was just like preparing for anything at that point. So I was like, it's okay. I don't mean no harm. Just dropping off the remainder of her clothes. I will leave you be. So I had a blue basket of her clothes. It wasn't much, and I put it down right there. Adam was like he was like right up to me. He was not aggressive, surprisingly. He's like he said it's okay, it's all right, right? Because her parents seem to be more in question of what's going on. Because I doubt she said anything to him. Of course, she ain't gonna say nothing because she has a weird connection with her parents. She doesn't have like she doesn't really like interacting with them much or anything. So I guess it's more like a I don't want to talk about it kind of thing, like she always is. So I told him what happened, why I left her. I told him why. I mean, I told him that she had an affair on me. I have picture proof of it in case you wanted to look at that. And I mean, he believed me. He seemed to believe me. He told me he believed me. So I mean, I would not waste 3 years just to drop her for no reason. I would not drop her without a reason. Right? Sure, we had an argument in the past, and they thought I was going to break up with her on that, but I wouldn't. But when it comes to something like this, yeah, I'm going to drop you. So we talked for a good bit. So we was talking. He knows the feeling. He's been cheated on before, and now whether if he told Alice or Caitlin about that, whether they've had a conversation about that, I will never know. I haven't. That's the last I saw of them after that issue, and this was 2 weeks ago. So me and him were still on good terms. I don't know about Alice, but Alice, his wife. I don't know about her, but me and him, we're still on good terms. I mean, I still got contacts with him. Um, in terms of the brothers, I don't know if they know anything about me. I know one of them is that mad at me, but David, not sure. Yeah, it's been hell. All right, I'm still uneasy about the issue. I wasted 3 years for no reason. I wanted to be married at 25. I'm 24 now. I want to be married and have a son at 25 or whatever. But that seems like that's not going to happen. I wasted all that time for nothing. It was all for nothing. Now my god brother, he already has a child. He's got a second one on the way. He's with a chick. He's with his girl in Florida. I don't know what he's doing, to be honest with you, but me now I'm 24 and back to square one. I got nothing. So putting all this issue to the side, what does this mean for me on YouTube? So I can't say that I will be back every single day, but however, I will be on here more frequently since I don't got any more distractions. I mean, I'm cooled off enough to where I can play something. I mean, I can play something. I can do something. And yet again, all that paperwork right there, that's still business kind of stuff. I still need to get through all that, but at least I can now make up time to where I could do YouTube in some capacity. I have a schedule right up there as well if I can get around to it. Do a skyblock and zombies and shit, but as far as like getting collaboration with Evan and Helgen, depending on their available time, I mean, it's surely Monday through Friday. It's going to be very hard for me to do that. But maybe on the weekends I could do some collaborations with them. But I don't know. We'll just have to see what happens. And it's a total shame that I ended up in this road. I mean, we were supposed to be setting up for the wedding like right now, but we were supposed to set up for the wedding right now. I did plan on recording the wedding and uploading it on here. I actually planned some really funny shit that we was gonna do during the ceremony and stuff like that. It's a damn shame you'll never get to fucking see it. But it's also their freaking fault for not freaking raining on this shit sooner. I can understand her frustration initially, but what she fails to understand is that you gotta take the time to sacrifice. You gotta sacrifice time to make something like that, so that way you can make better memories than what you're in right now. I'm tired of living the paycheck to paycheck. I don't want to bust my ass up until dying age or whatever. I mean, it's a damn freaking shame. So, yeah, I know this video's been long enough already, but anyway, I just thought I'd let you know what happened. I mean, I was just trying to I was trying to sell a situation, which eventually it did, but then this discovery right here just kind of left. Just kind of it just didn't stick to landing, unfortunately. But yeah, I know there's somebody out there for me. I'm not looking at going back to any relationships no time soon. I'm not looking at it up until I can get all my work done and going. I mean, until I can get it all done and going, I might do it again. But I need to put more time into developing my business. All that lost time. So yeah, that book project, I'm still working on it. I'm in the early specs of the artwork. I don't know when it's going to get released. I don't know if it's going to reach the summer, but I'll let you know once we get further into that period. But yeah, anyway, I hope you guys got the acknowledgement of what's happening. It's been a really long video. It's been a really long time, and yeah, I will try to get you onto Minecraft tomorrow and see what happens. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this, and well, I'll see you guys on the other side. Peace out, Major Hawks.